Well, hello, Vassy.
Hi, guys.
Hey, say hello to Dre.
Hi, Jay.
Hey, sweetie, how are you?
I'm good. You guys?
Oh,
Wonderful.
doing great, hon. Doing great. Well, we listened to your song "We Are Young." I totally love that song. It's upbeat. It was a great segue from what we were just talking about into this. This is so cool.
Thank you so much.
Now, this particular song has been running in TV campaigns, ESPN and Skechers.
Yeah, it's had a few others as well, so it's had a good run this year, thank gosh.
Okay, cool. Cool. Now, I do want to ask you, who thought of the name of your site, Kiss My Vassy?
Oh, that's me. Because one day I was in dance rehearsals with my dancers for a show, and everyone was being a smart ass, and I remember going, you know what, you can kiss my back or something. And everyone laughed, and they were like, oh, my God, you got to brand that now. So I was like, oh, wow, yeah, that makes sense. And then I turned it into my website, and now it's become like my logo, and I have a clothing line that I've started with it. And so,
I was just thinking about that. I was like, I want a T-shirt that says "Kiss My Vassy." I
I
want a
have
bumper
one.
sticker that says that.
I have one, and I can send that to you, definitely.
Oh, that would be great. I mean, that's totally my humor. So it fits right in. Okay, well, I want to ask now with We Are Young that's out there doing, great commercially. Now, is that the new trend for new artists?
What do you mean?
To get into commercials, or how do you get that going to get your song into commercials or onto shows and things like that? I've been seeing that more lately.
I don't know. It's just a matter of luck, really. And
Okay.
but I don't know if it's a trend, but it seems to be probably the only way to make a living these days in the music business.
Oh, really? Yeah. Now, speaking of that, is it harder these days, you think, to get your name out there and to, become a Beyonce or whatever?
Well, yes and no. I mean, Beyonce started at a time when the record, business was really different.
Right.
And so having that machine behind you, that kind of thing existed, and it still does. But these days, a lot of indie artists who are a bit more quirky and aren't as mainstream could still be successful and live off music full time, and then actually, get quite a bit of exposure and then end up blowing up in a different way. So
Right.
I think there's no in the box anymore. It's just different ways,
Okay, right. Because, people are kind of coming out, as we were talking about earlier, like YouTube and just so many different ways to get your foot in the door, as opposed to before you really had to follow a kind of like a formula to get out there.
Exactly.
Now, your album Beautiful Day is more pop-oriented. Now, was that the way you started? You didn't really start in the pop genre, did you?
Well, I did, because I was signed to Warner's and Universal in Australia, and
Okay.
that was a pop album, but it was, I don't know what you see as pop, but I mean it was, pop isn't just like one thing, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it was very quirky and soulful, but it was on
Yeah.
mainstream radio. So, but then I write a lot for dance, and I was signed to a dance label, Ultra, a year ago, and then. And then I also do a lot of this acoustic stuff that people tend to like, which is on my YouTube channel. So, I don't know, it's whatever you want to call it. I mean, I don't really like putting a title on it. It's just my music. And
Right.
if you want to call it pop, which kind of that's the category it fits into,
Mm-hmm.
then that's fine,
Yeah, because I was looking at some of your older work, and it was more, as you said, soulful. So I was wondering if you had transitioned into more mainstream pop.
Well, it still is very soulful, and I still do a lot of stuff that is. But this particular album has a bit more of a kind of a fizzy, sort of upbeat vibe to it. It's a bit more quick pop.
Yeah, it is, and it's I love it. It's very upbeat, which is cool, and it's really what's happening today and right now. You hear more of that, and that's cool.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Now, I love your song Desire. I totally love it. But it was also played and featured in the movie Cabin in the Woods.
Yes, it got the opening scene, and then it was also in the Victoria's Secret campaign this year. So it had two good spots, which was really awesome.
All right, guys, so go out and look at the Victoria's Secret commercial so you can see that. I mean, Desire, I know you'd like that, Dre. Desire is, when I first heard it, it kind of reminded me of like vampires and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, because it's a whole sexy, dark, kind of haunting kind of a sound.
Very cool. I like that.
Which is probably why they picked it for Cabin in the Woods, which is, kind of a horror kind of movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And, Victoria's Secret is kind of horrific for me. So it all kind of works. I think for a lot of women, Victoria's Secret models are pretty horrific.
Well, I don't know. I think they're pretty beautiful. I remember watching it, and I was like, wow, these girls are gorgeous. So I'm like, no wonder no one pays attention to the lyrics in my songs.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to play Desire at the end of the show, guys, so you can get to hear that. But I want to know, what artist inspired you?
A lot of different people, but I was really into Billie Holiday when I was a late teenager. I discovered her quite late, and she really sort of inspired me to get into music more so. She was like the voice, the calling.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, did you can see a comparison with you and like Amy Winehouse, kind of a vibe in some of the older stuff. Did you see that at all, or is that not really?
I get. Yeah. No, that's fine. I get that in some stuff, and I've always, when she first came out, I remember at the time in Australia, I was I had my record out, and then people started talking about this Amy chick, and I remember at the time, like people saying, hey, there's this girl, and she kind of sounds like you. She reminds me of you. And that's when Amy came out with that Frankie in the Box album or something. I don't know. I don't remember what it was called, but yeah. But, so I get that, and that's totally fine. I get all sorts of people. I've had Billie Holiday. I've had Erykah Badu. I've had Nelly Furtado. I've had Kobe Calais. I've had some Latin jazz singer. I've had a lot of things, and that's okay. People do that, and then after a while, everyone just stops, and then you just become the person, and then that's what you are, But when people are first exposed to you, it's very natural to do that. So, and
all those women are great company to be in, very soulful, very, very great singers.
Absolutely. Today I got told I sound like Bruno Mars and Bruno Mars meets Katy Perry. But I remind them of that, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool.
Okay. I got a question now. You said you were spending some time in Australia, right?
Yes, I'm from Australia.
Okay. Now, and I've been listening to Kimber a lot. So, I mean, have you ever wanted to work with her? Have you worked with her at all, or?
No, I haven't, but I think she's awesome. I'd love to. I don't know her personally.
Okay.
Well, I would just like to say, what else is coming out for you, Vassy? Where can we, people maybe on the West Coast or throughout, where can we find you? Where can they come and listen to your work?
Well, my official video clip just came out for Could This Be Love, and I just left NBC right now. We were talking about the video, but it went up Monday night, and it's had nearly 50,000 views, and that's really like the thing that I'd love for people to check out right now. So if you just go to YouTube and put Vassy and Could This Be Love and check out the video, because it's super funny and it's quirky, and it has this spooky animation thing. Yeah.
I was looking at that and I was like, okay. I'm trying to get. It was really cute. I would have never thought of that. I haven't seen that before, really. And so, who came up with that idea of you looking at him and he's a doll, he looks at you and you're a doll? I think that's so cute.
Yeah. Well, when I wrote the song originally, it's based on relationships and how you kind of become vulnerable when you start to really like someone.
Right.
And so but the director, I said, I want something really quirky for this, and he goes, okay. And so he came up with this concept, Tom Kenny, and then I loved it, and it's about seeing each other through perfection. So the dolls kind of represent like perfection, but yet all the dolls both have, like, the Ken has all these weird things with his arms and legs, but yet I'm
right.
beautiful, So it's like when you fall in love, like that person becomes perfect in your eyes,
Exactly. And that is what I kind of got out of that. I was like, that is so interesting, what we see and then who we really are. But it's such a cute video, and I want you guys definitely to go and check that out. It's also on my website as well, Crystallized, and check Vassy out on her own YouTube website as well. Well, Vassy, I want to thank you for coming on, but before you go, I want you to introduce your song, Could This Be Love?
Definitely. Hey guys, my name's Vassy. You're on The Crystal Show, and this is my new song called Could This Be Love?
And thank you so much, Vassy, for coming on.